I don't think that there are any topics that are more discussed or more written about than potentially leadership. It is one of the most written about topics today. And I suppose that that makes absolute sense. Leadership is something that is required in every single aspect of life, whether we're talking about our professional lives, our social lives, our home lives, our health and our well-being. Leadership is ever present in every single aspect of life. Leadership is about taking responsibility. It's about practicing accountability, both with ourselves and with others. And all leadership, of course, begins with self. In this little video, I want to ask you a quick question. And the question is, what for you is the difference between leadership and management? Where do you see leadership and management playing out? I would like to invite you to potentially pause this video after I've asked a stream of questions. And then I would like to share with you some of my thoughts about leadership and management. So I want you to think about in your past, and it doesn't have to be limited to your professional life, but in your past, where have you experienced great leadership? Where have you experienced great management? Are these experiences different experiences? Are they the same experiences? Can you extract from these experiences which parts are leadership and which parts are management? A simple question is, do you like to be managed? Do you prefer to be led? What is the response that you experience when I ask these questions? For you, is there a hierarchy between the concepts of leadership and management? Is there a preference? Where do you feel you are better suited to leadership and management? Is your, for lack of a better word, competence around management and leadership different in different contexts? You know, if you also get feedback from other people, what do you anticipate that feedback might be? Are you stronger as a manager? Are you stronger as a leader? And then in the various contexts in your life, where would you like to cultivate more self-awareness, more skill, more proficiency? Would it be to do it more in management, more in leadership? What is it for you? I wanted to share with you very, very quickly before I share with you my thoughts about leadership and management distinctions. Reflection is one of those super skills. In some research that has been done over many, many decades, there is one single thing that distinguishes people who experience success, that sets them apart from other people who experience mild success with stress. The people who experience real success, and I'm not just talking about professional success, I'm talking about people who experience success and feel robustly successful. They're enjoying the lives that they've created. The one thing that sets them apart from everyone else is that they make space for reflection. They ask themselves challenging questions. And in the process of exploring themselves within the context of these challenging questions, they discover their preferences and they discover how they have to or want to or choose to lead themselves. So I really want to invite you to set some time aside and contemplate for yourself where you are at with these concepts of leadership and where you are at with the concept of management, and how these two coexist within you and within your approach to the challenges that you have at hand presently. So I'm going to assume that you've given yourself some space to to contemplate these questions. And I want to share with you my perspectives on the distinctions between leadership and management. And they are really, really simple. They are so uncomplicated, and I hope that they're useful to you. For me, management and leadership coexist. They are indivisible. While I am working on a management topic or issue, I am in the process of engaging with another human being or with myself. And in the process of engaging with this other human being or myself, I am either communicating and showing up in a way that increases resistance and makes everything more challenging, or I am showing up and operating in a way that reduces resistance and inspires willingness. And so for me, leadership and management are not sequential, they are not alternate, they are not separate, they are different, but integrated. And they happen in the everyday moments of the conversations I have both with myself and with others, right? So management at a very, very basic level is about the what. It's about the processes, it's about the procedures, it's about efficiencies, it's about improvement, it's about incremental shift, and it's about the systems and how the systems are operating and delivering on the promises made. And in the process of working on these things that I have now just described as management, I also have to lead. And so leadership is about the human interaction. It's about the who. Whilst management can be quite transactional, leadership, if it is transactional, is quite debilitating to the social environment in which it plays out, even when the leadership is exclusively the leadership you offer to yourself. So if leadership is about the who, then for me, it is about how I show up. It's about the value systems that is being offered and presented and being embodied. It's about worth. Do I respect and honor the intrinsic worth of the other human being, regardless of what is happening at a performance level? It's about safety. Can people speak up around me as a leader? Can people share thoughts that might be counter to what is currently in play, counter to what is popular, counter to my thoughts and ideas as a leader? Can people disagree with me? Can people get things wrong? Are they safe to do so? Leadership is about inclusion, and leadership is about belonging, and leadership is about permission. What is permitted in any system and what is not permitted. In the end, as I mentioned earlier, leadership is about releasing resistance. And the caliber of leadership that we bring into any social system either increases resistance and slows down momentum, or it releases resistance. It captures attention and it allows people to think that maybe what they're contemplating, what is on offer, is possible for them. I was told a story very recently. It's a very generalized story, but I like it in the context of leadership. There's really two ways to build a ship. And by the way, this is very true for how the first plane was built. But the story goes there are two ways to build a ship. The first way is to project manage every single element and to manage every single aspect of the process of building a ship. In this process of project managing the building of the ship, every single eventuality needs to be anticipated and planned for and addressed and accommodated in a project plan. Of course, this is very simple when the ship is simple, but the more complex the ship is, the more challenging it is to anticipate everything. The second way to build a ship is to inspire an endless yearning for the sea. And when we are able to inspire an endless yearning for the sea, the way in which people show up feeling inspired is that when they encounter challenges, but they are not filled with resistance, they are willing to grapple with their challenges and they are willing to find ways to solve for those challenges so they can meet themselves in the sea. They put their own hands up, they put themselves at risk, and they will do everything and anything that is going to make it not only possible, not only probable, but inevitable that they end up in the sea, sailing on their ship. Now, when we think about how the first plane came about and the Wright brothers launching their first plane, what they did was they inspired a yearning for flight. They were undercapacitated, they were under-resourced. And ironically, there was at the same time a well-resourced team, a well-funded team who was also setting out to fly. But the Wright brothers beat them to it because they invoked something that can only be described as an endless yearning to accomplish something collectively. So I want to share some thoughts with you about, how we allow ourselves or how we create capacity in ordinary, mundane, everyday conversations to allow leadership to be present in those conversations and to make it possible for people to have your equivalent to the endless yearning of the sea, so that your goals and your vision can be accomplished, not because you do something in addition to what you're doing every single day, but because you're doing the ordinary conversations you do every single day. I'm going to share those with you, those perspectives with you in the video immediately after this.